In the top stories, expected rain forces the postponement of some crop-over events. A cybersecurity expert says Barbadians should keep a close eye on ATM transactions this weekend, and Sir Hilary Beckles makes another call for reparations from Britain. Welcome to Nation News for Emancipation Day, Friday, August 1st, 2014. I'm Natasha Beckles.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your time, your way.
The Ministry of Culture and the National Cultural Foundation have postponed a number of crop-over events for 24 hours due to expected inclement weather. The warning for Tropical Storm Bertha was discontinued at 11 this morning, but impending heavy rain and gusty winds as the storm passes to the north of the island caused organizers to err on the side of caution. The MQI Banks Lime Pickety Crop Finals, the opening of Birchdown Market and Roberts Eatway, and the Emancipation Walk and Ceremony have all been postponed until tomorrow, when they will take place at the originally scheduled time and location. However, 4-day mourning will go ahead as scheduled in the wee hours of Saturday. Meantime, the nation's Crop-Over Central will still be live streaming the finals tomorrow via pay-per-view to overseas audiences. Those who are yet to sign up can still do so by following the link on nationnews.com and Facebook. A cybersecurity expert is advising Barbadians to be extra vigilant as they conduct ATM transactions or make purchases with debit cards this weekend. Chief Executive Officer of the Caribbean Cybersecurity Center, James Bino, told Nation News hackers were aware that people were likely to let their guard down as they got caught up in the festivities.
Today's cybercriminals and hackers are much smarter than the hackers of the past. They use social engineering as a key method to identify victims. They know that we're in a crop over season right now. They know that people are walking around with their credit cards. They know that people are entertaining themselves and may not be as focused as they typically would be. All these things combined make an ideal target. So some of the ATM tips that I've mentioned are critical.
Mr. Bino suggested some steps people could take to protect their funds this weekend and beyond.
This is a time I have to echo the Royal Barbados Police Force's message about being aware and safety. Awareness is probably the main thing when it comes to ATM safety. You know, the days of when you could just walk up to the ATM and pop your card in are over. You need to look at your surroundings. It's always important to inspect not only the ATM itself, but very often the doors to the ATM. Because some of these skimming devices that have been used internationally to steal funds sometimes are on the doors that provide you the access to the ATM. So you have to be vigilant from the time you get out your car to use the ATM to when you get back. Also, common sense practices. Whenever you enter your PIN at an ATM, you should always cover up. And that goes for whether you're at an ATM or even at a point of sales device in a store. I see people very often just enter their PINs right out in the open. It's only 4 numbers, and that can be easily captured as well.
The CEO's comments come ahead of a workshop to be held next week aimed at sensitizing businesses and individuals about how to protect information systems from hackers and other cyber criminals. The event comes off on August 8th at the University of the West Indies, Cave campus. Professor Sir Hilary Beckles has made another call for reparations from Britain, noting that Caribbean governments are still cleaning up the mess left by Britain's colonial legacy. In a recent address to the House of Commons in Britain, he said that country's parliament could not legally or morally walk away from its responsibility to assist. He, however, noted that despite the challenges, Caribbean governments and people had made great strides since independence. Imani was announced as the Starcom Network People's Monarch this afternoon after her Bacchanal Road beat out Lead Pipe and Saddest of Feeling in the final round of voting. She won 64% of the votes and $25,000. On her way to the final, she beat Sweet Soca Monarch Gorgs Miram with 84% of the votes. Prizes will be presented to the finalists on Tuesday. As Crop-Over enters its final weekend, Barbadians and visitors have been arriving on the island in large numbers. Scores came in yesterday on flights from Miami, London and Toronto, keeping airport workers busy. Those who spoke with Nation News said they plan to attend 4-day mourning, Pickety Crop Finals, Grand Kadooment and private fetes. Assistant Registrar of the Land Registry Department, Pearline Graves, had an extra special last day on the job yesterday. As she exited her Warren's office for the final time, her husband Morgan Graves had a limousine waiting to take her to Champer's restaurant, where she met her uncle Governor General Sir Elliot Belgrave and his wife Lady Belgrave. Mrs. Graves gave 41 years of service, starting out as a court clerk before being appointed to the land registry in 1988. In sports, Barbados got half of their wish to qualify easily for the semi-finals of the NORCECA Under-21 Men's Championships on Thursday night, with Puerto Rico carrying two-time champions Canada to 5 sets in El Salvador. However, the Bajans' hopes were extinguished, with Canada ending with a win-loss ratio of 1.414 to get the second direct ticket to the next round. Barbados had a ratio of 1.120. The Barbadians' hopes now rest on tonight's match against Puerto Rico in the nightcap game for the semi-finals battle against Cuba. Barbados Tridents captain Kieran Pollard slashed the winning runs as Barbados Tridents won a last-over thriller on Thursday night in St. Lucia, taking the St. Lucia Zouks to their 5th straight loss in the Caribbean Premier League. Chasing 168 for victory at the Buzador Cricket Stadium, Tridents overhauled their target with 2 balls remaining. Pollard provided a late flurry to finish unbeaten on 37 of 22 balls. And finally, sea monsters may only exist in the imagination, but a Massachusetts couple wants to make them part of their names. They are petitioning the state to allow them to both make their middle names Sea Monster. The couple has made the request in a legal notice published in local newspapers as is required by law, and a hearing is scheduled for Wednesday. They gave no indication why they wanted the legendary creatures to be included in their names. And that's Nation News for Friday. You can get it on our website, nationnews.com, as well as on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.